finally got my new computer working. So with this update I've just remodeled these little lift buildings, and I've changed most of them do have a HSBC advertising photo banner, but not all of them. They should light up in the dark. So we'll go over to Pier 6. I've also begun with the jetway connection buildings. I'm gonna put a advertising banner on each one. They are different, but at the moment I've just duplicated the same banner. This should be updated later. If I fly over to the taxiway area along November, I just tidied up this section here. It was a little bit not quite right. That's another update. Not too much for this update. I've just got the computer up and running, but now every single parking bay will have sort of discoloured oily stains on every single parking bay. So just going around the airport, checking. Just a little bit of subtle markings. You have to be really careful with the opacity or transparency. Just using GIMP and a paintbrush, just putting some random markings down, and the opacity has to be really low, otherwise it's just going to look overblown. I tried to created about 10 new projected mesh planes where the texture is put onto them. And they're all looking not too overdone. So these are the areas. Each one is a plane. Just about see the markings. It's not very clear. The little blotches. each one has got its own texture, and they're projected. It's a projected mesh, and it's joined up with the parking bays in this area. Just going over to this area, I've used different texture for the projected mesh markings, a little bit more, a bit heavier. So that's it for the update this time. It's good to be back to editing, because if you don't continue with the scenery development, you start forgetting everything with Blender, and it's quite hard to get back into it. So it's well worth continuing development, even if I'm going to be struggling to find things to do. But I'm thinking of continuing with the city place area, because it's not finished at all. There's quite a few buildings that are not done. Well, I'm quite happy with this, and the little car park. A little bit of a mesh interaction. It's all good fun, and that's it for this update.